All right, we're live in Nashville. Tim is here and bringing back memories for you because I understand. By the way, congratulations on a new project.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just so tell people what happened to you. You guys lost power in the middle of the night.
Yeah, we lost power in the middle of the night, and we all sleep with fans. So if the fan goes off, everybody wakes up.
Yeah. So you spent the night up.
Yeah, we were up all night.
So you're feeling really energetic.
I'm fine. I'm young. I can take it.
Yeah, this is nothing. So how young were you when you first played in Skulls?
Oh, my gosh. Well, I started playing here in 89 when I first moved to town in the summer of 89.
Yeah.
So I don't know how old I was. How 23, maybe 22, 21, somewhere around there.
Yeah. But it was great. You said that like they would bring people up and sometimes somebody'd sing with you. Tanya would be here.
Oh, Tanya would be, all kinds of people would be here. Jimmy Snyder was actually the house band. He still plays around town. And I would do like a set at night. And I would get up and I'd hang out with Skull at the bar, the guy who owned the place. And he'd always slip me a little money to help me pay my rent. And he'd pay me like $100 a set.
Yeah.
And I was just telling these guys that we would come out in between sets, the band and we'd come out against the wall and pitch quarters. And whoever got, closest to the wall wins all the quarters.
Oh, that's awesome.
I bought a lot of hamburgers.
Yeah, that's great. So his nickname was Skull.
His nickname was Skull.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
and he wore hee-haw overalls and stood out front on a stool.
Hey, you were in Baltimore just a couple weeks ago.
I was.
Fundraiser, and I actually knew some people who were at the show, and I asked them to write about it. But tell me what it was like for you, because you dedicated Live Like You Were Dying to the governor.
To the governor, yeah. What a great guy. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis was there. I got to hang out with him for a little while. It was cool. It was a sort of an intimate setting, in the theater there. The crowd was really into it. We had a great time. You felt like you were in the living room talking to people. It was really a lot of fun. The governor was really a nice guy. Everybody I met there was just beautiful people.
So my friend says this. My husband noticed with envy Tim's R.M. Williams boots. Is that what you had on? I don't. This is a fashion guy.
I actually had. I think they were Tom Ford boots.
Oh, so he called the boots wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, she says I couldn't help but notice his tight, buff stomach when he flashed the audience with his six-pack abdominals. That's what she remembers, Tim.
That's funny.
No, she said she felt one of the most engaging performances, quote, I have ever seen, really. And she just talked about how you connect with people. I want to give you the email
that's cool.
So you can read that little review. You get a lot of amazing opportunities. So I just wrote down a couple. You threw the first pitch at the Game 4 for World Series.
Yeah, that was fun.
And a kind of a memory of your dad.
Yeah, absolutely. He played with 69 Mets. He played with the Mets from 65 to 74. 2 World Series, 69 and 73 World Series, and then he moved on to the Phillies after that.
Yeah, that was cool. You and Maggie met Prince Harry. That was last month?
Yeah, that was the last month at the British Embassy in D.C.
What was that like?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I'd never been to the British Embassy before. Oddly enough, I'd never been to
they've never invited you.
Never invited me to the British Embassy.
You can come to Skulls whenever, but not the British Embassy.
Right, it was fun. Part of the Invictus games that are coming up in Orlando in May, and I'm on the board and one of the ambassadors. I'm working with Prince Harry and the First Lady involved in those games, and I wanted to take Maggie with me, so she flew up and went with me and hung out and got to meet the Prince. And
what did she think about the Prince?
She thought he was cute. Yeah.
You're also.
I said, HRH in front of your name makes you cute instantly.
You're performing at the Edison Ballroom in New York City on Wednesday, which is Veterans Day coming up. That's a cool opportunity. Do you ever, I guess it never gets old, having all these unique experiences?
Well, I think that's from one of the cool things about being around as long as I have is getting to do things that are different and unique. I mean, this year has been, the Oscars, all the things that I've gotten to do. One thing I'm doing that's kind of cool is, John Meacham is a Pulitzer Prize-winning author. And he's got a new book about H.W. Bush that's out, 41, everybody calls it.
Right.
And so he's a friend of mine, he's a neighbor. And so I get to sit and interview him at the National Public Library. He's being honored at the National Public Library. So I get to sit on stage with him and talk about history and talk about his books.
And be on the other side of the interview
exactly.
for a change.
So I'm looking forward to doing so stuff like that. What keeps everything interesting for me. And it sort of adds another level to my music when I'm making music. It just sort of gives me another dimension, I think, when I'm in the studio.
I like the new album.
Thank you.
Damn Country Music. It's funny, I was at the airport just last night coming in, and the first thing I saw when I got off the plane was a woman in the T-shirt with you. And right before I left home, I was flipping around on television, and Flicka was on.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, what is it? It's like I'm seeing Tim everywhere I go. It must be the interview. One of my favorite songs, and I listened to the album the way you suggest, which is all the way through.
All the way through, absolutely.
Please. And my favorite song, I got to say, I love Top of the World, but is Humble and Kind.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite songs that I've ever recorded. I just think that it's it's just a great message. I think in the world that we live in today, there's so much meanness out there that it's nice to sort of take a breath and think about what it's like to, or what you should strive to be.
Yeah. And Laurie McKenna was one of the writers, and she just won.
She's the only writer, actually.
Is it?
Yeah,
okay.
she's the only
well,
writer.
she was one of the writers on Girl Crush.
She was one of the writers on Girl Crush,
and they just won Song of the Year.
Yeah, she's an incredible talent.
I want to just read a couple of the lyrics, because I just was, there's a difference between sleeping with someone and sleeping with someone you love.
Yeah.
And I like the line, I love you, ain't no pickup line.
Yeah, what a great lyric, huh?
Yeah. Do you think of your daughters when you sing stuff like that?
That was the last vocal I did on the album, and I think it was, in September I did that vocal. And 3 days before I sang that song in the studio, we dropped Gracie off at school. So it was tough to get through that. It took me a few times before I wasn't choked up all the way through it. And then even during the song, I can hear spots where I was struggling to sort of hold it together.
Yeah. You like being a dad.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, it's the best job I've ever had.
Yeah, I mean, even in some of the movies like Blind Side or whatever, you're just kind of a natural as a dad.
Well, any parent, you always feel like if you get 25% of it right, you're doing all right. But I love being a dad, and I love having a house full of girls. I grew up with my mom and my two sisters, so I'm sort of used to it.
So you know all about estrogen. You're riding
I don't think
the
you could ever.
wave.
I don't think you could ever know all about it. Yeah.
In fact, Gracie sings with you on the CD here tonight, and we actually had the video with you guys doing that together on our website just the other day. How was that, like talking her into it?
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking because she's really good. I mean, she's so talented.
Good. Yeah, she's good.
And she's got her own band, and they play. It's decidedly different music than I play. They play sort of garage punk, and it's an all-girl band.
Really?
And they write everything, and they play, and they're really, really good. And so I'm not the coolest guy in the world in her eyes because I'm dad.
Yeah,
and so
of course.
to get the nerve up to ask her to sing with me was pretty challenging. I was kind of scared to do it. And
but she's honored by that. Don't kid yourself. She loves. You could tell when she's doing it with you. She's loving it.
Yeah, I hope so. She's a lot more comfortable on stage than I am. I was a little nervous, especially that night. That was the first time we'd done that song live together. So I was really nervous for it. And she walked out, and it was like old hat to her. She just came out and owned the stage. So I'm really proud of her. I'm proud of all my girls. They're all so different, and they're interested in different things, and they're bright, and they challenge themselves.
Yeah, and Faith's doing well. I know you've got to go to another town here, but Faith's doing well. Everybody's
she's doing great. She's in the middle of executive producing with this new TV show that she's working on with
awesome.
Kelly Pickler being the host of. So it's a lot of stuff going on.
There is a lot, always, in your life. Well, we love you, Tim. Baltimore loves you. Thanks for taking a few minutes, and good luck with the new project. It's great. Good job.
I appreciate it. Good talking to you.